The sea was flat and still. The sky was a gentle blue, with the first light of morning peeking over the horizon. A group of United States Navy ships moved quietly through the ocean. Their flags fluttered softly in the cool breeze. Sailors on the deck took deep breaths of salty air. Some watched the sunrise, while others checked their equipment. Everything felt calm and safe. It was just another peaceful day at sea. Inside the ships, the crew followed their morning routines. Breakfast was being served, and laughter echoed in the hallways. No one guessed that this day would soon change in a heartbeat. Suddenly, an alarm shattered the calm of the control room, its piercing sound echoing off the metal walls. The crew, who had been quietly monitoring their stations, immediately snapped to attention, their senses heightened by the urgent noise. Bright red warning lights began to flash across every corner of the operations center, bathing the room in an ominous glow. The atmosphere shifted instantly from routine vigilance to high alert, as every officer and sailor understood that something was terribly wrong. The peace of the open sea was broken. On the radar screens, a new blip appeared, moving at a speed none of them had seen before. The Navy's advanced detection systems had picked up something unusual, something that was closing in on their position at an alarming rate. At first, the officers exchanged confused glances. The radar signal was moving much quicker than a normal missile, almost as if it was defying the usual laws of physics. They double-checked their instruments, hoping it was a glitch, but the data was clear. The trajectory was unmistakable. The object was coming from the direction of North Korea. Tension filled the air as the crew realized the gravity of the situation. Heartbeats quickened, and a sense of dread crept in as the implications became clear. The captain, recognizing the seriousness of the threat, wasted no time. With a steady voice that cut through the tension, he issued a clear and urgent order to the entire crew. "All hands to battle stations!" The command echoed through the ship. Instantly, sailors sprang into action, racing through narrow corridors and up ladders, each one knowing exactly where they needed to be. Training kicked in, and every second counted. The control room fell into a tense silence, broken only by the sounds of hurried footsteps and the hum of equipment being powered up. No one spoke. Every crew member was focused, their faces set with determination. They all knew that their response in the next few moments could mean the difference between survival and disaster. As the officers analyzed the incoming data, the truth became undeniable. The speed, the trajectory, and the signature all pointed to one thing: a hypersonic missile. Unlike anything they had faced before, this weapon was designed to evade traditional defenses, traveling at speeds that left little time to react. This was no ordinary threat. The crew braced themselves, fully aware that they were now in the path of one of the most advanced and dangerous weapons in existence. The next few minutes would test their training, their technology, and their courage like never before. High above the Earth, satellites silently orbit the planet, acting as vigilant guardians. From their unique vantage point in space, they keep a constant watch over vast stretches of land and sea, day and night, regardless of weather or darkness. These advanced machines are equipped with powerful sensors and cameras, allowing them to observe even the smallest changes on the surface below. When a missile is launched, it creates a sudden burst of heat and movement that satellites can detect almost instantly. Within seconds, these eyes in the sky spot the fiery plume as it rises from the ocean or land. The satellites immediately process this information and send urgent signals down to the Navy and military command centers. This early warning system is so fast that it often alerts the Navy even before their own radar systems can pick up the threat. Once the signal is received, the information is rapidly shared between ships and the central command center. Teams of skilled operators and analysts work together, using advanced computers to track the missile's path. On massive digital screens, the trajectory of the missile appears in real time, showing its speed, direction, and potential impact zone. This allows commanders to make quick, informed decisions. The crew can see exactly where the missile is at every moment, how fast it's traveling, and how much time they have to respond. Satellites have become an essential part of modern defense, providing a crucial layer of security that was unimaginable just a few decades ago. By spotting threats from hundreds or even thousands of miles away, satellites give naval forces precious extra minutes to prepare. In situations where every second counts, this early warning can mean the difference between safety and disaster. The ability to see so far ahead allows ships to change course, activate defenses, and coordinate with allies long before the threat arrives. The Navy relies on a combination of radar and satellite technology. While radar is excellent for detecting objects within a certain range, satellites extend that reach far beyond the horizon. By working together, these systems create a powerful network that maximizes the chances of detecting and stopping incoming threats as quickly as possible. However, the challenge is growing. Hypersonic missiles travel at incredible speeds, crossing vast distances in just minutes. Even with the best technology, the window to react is shrinking. The race between detection and defense is more intense than ever, making satellites and early warning systems absolutely vital in today's world. Just moments ago, the crew were relaxed and smiling. Now they moved quickly and carefully. Each person knew their job. They put on their safety gear and followed their training step by step. On the bridge, the captain spoke calmly. He reminded everyone to stay focused. "We have trained for this," he said. His voice was strong, and that helped steady the crew. Some sailors guided the ship, steering it in a safer direction. Others worked on defense systems, getting them ready to fire. There was no panic, only quick thinking and teamwork. Everyone's eyes watched the screens. The missile was coming closer. Time seemed to move faster now. Hypersonic missiles are, well, very hard to stop. They travel faster than 5 times the speed of sound and can change direction quickly. This makes them, honestly, difficult for defenses to track. The Navy, though, has strong defense systems. Some use radar to follow the missile's path, while others launch interceptor missiles, hoping to hit the threat before it can strike. The sailors worked together, loading the interceptors and aiming carefully. Alarms kept ringing, but everyone followed orders. The first interceptor flew up into the sky, but it missed the target by just a little. There was still hope. The crew prepared to try again. The hypersonic missile was almost too close now. The crew knew there was only one more chance. The captain gave the order for the final interceptor to launch. The missile shot upward, faster than the eye could see. Everyone waited. The screen showed the 2 objects coming closer and closer. Hearts pounded in the silent control room. At the very last second, the interceptor struck the incoming missile. On the screens, the threat disappeared. The crew let out a breath they didn't know they were holding. The ships were safe. The sailors cheered, hugging each other. They knew they had worked together to protect their fleet. Back on land, leaders in the United States quickly gathered as the news broke. The gravity of the situation was clear to everyone in the room. Senior officials, military advisors, and intelligence experts assembled in secure rooms, their faces tense but focused. They listened to urgent briefings, reviewed satellite images, and discussed the latest updates from the region. The president and top advisors weighed every word, knowing that their next steps could shape the future of global security. They reached out to their closest allies, speaking calmly and deliberately. On secure video calls, leaders from allied nations joined the conversation, sharing information and offering support. Diplomats worked around the clock, building a united front and making sure everyone understood the seriousness of the moment. The goal was clear: to respond with strength, but also with caution, avoiding any rash decisions that could make things worse. Inside command centers, military strategists debated possible responses. Some urged restraint, while others argued for a show of force. The leaders knew they could not risk a larger conflict, but they also could not ignore the threat. They needed to send a message that further attacks would not be tolerated, while still leaving room for diplomacy and peace. The United States decided to act with firm but careful steps. They ordered fighter jets and submarines to move closer to North Korea, making their presence known. These powerful machines patrolled the skies and seas, ready to respond if needed, but holding back from launching any attacks. The message was clear: the U.S. was prepared to defend itself and its allies, but did not want to escalate the situation. Naval ships went on high alert, with sailors at their stations and missile defense systems ready. Crews trained for every possible scenario, staying vigilant through long hours. The world watched as the U.S. military showed its readiness, hoping that this show of strength would be enough to deter any further aggression. At the same time, advanced technology was put to work. Radar screens glowed in darkened rooms, tracking every movement in the skies. Satellite images were analyzed in real time, and teams of experts monitored for any sign of new missile launches. The goal was to catch any threat before it could do harm. Communication was key. The United States sent encrypted messages to North Korea, making their position clear. Military officers relayed coded instructions, while diplomats delivered urgent notes through back channels. Every word was chosen carefully, balancing firmness with a desire for peace. Publicly, U.S. officials addressed the world. At press conferences, spokespersons called for calm and warned North Korea against further attacks. They made it clear that the United States wanted peace, but would not hesitate to defend itself if necessary. The world's media broadcast these statements, and people everywhere listened anxiously. Around the globe, people watched the unfolding events on television screens and mobile devices. News anchors reported every development, and crowds gathered in public spaces, hoping for a peaceful resolution. The tension was felt everywhere, as the world held its breath. Thanks to these careful but strong actions, the immediate threat was contained. No more missiles were launched, and a sense of relief spread through command centers. Officers shook hands, knowing their restraint and readiness had helped prevent a larger disaster. Still, the U.S. Navy remained on alert, patrolling the seas and scanning the horizon. The situation was stable for now, but everyone knew they had to stay vigilant, ready to respond if needed. The world had seen the power of firm but careful steps. After the danger passed, the crew sat together and talked. They knew how close they had come to disaster, but they were proud of their quick thinking and teamwork. The captain explained, "Good technology helped us, but it was also our training and our choices that saved the day." The sailors nodded. They understood that staying ready was important. Peace can change quickly, so it is wise to prepare. But everyone also hoped for a world with fewer threats and more understanding. Readiness and calm action helped keep the fleet safe. These lessons would not be forgotten. This story is a fictional example, but the technology and the teamwork described are real. Hypersonic missiles exist today, and defense systems are always getting better. Many countries work hard to keep their people safe. They train for these moments, hoping they never come. Stories like this help us understand why readiness and careful choices matter. Peace is always the best answer. But when danger comes, being prepared can save lives. Let us hope that stories like this stay in books, and that real-world leaders choose peace.